Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jocelyn Young, and I'm CEO of the Surrey and White Rock Board of Trade. I would like to start us off in a good way by acknowledging that we are on the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people, specifically the Kwantlen, Katzie, Coquitlam, Kakite, Semiahmoo, and Tsawwassen First Nations. As well, I acknowledge the Inuit and Métis Nations people who live and work on these territories. If you don't know who we are, the Surrey and White Rock Board of Trade is an independent nonprofit organization and concierge of connections for Surrey and White Rock's business communities, where we deliver a diversified service portfolio of business development, support for international trade, government advocacy, and workforce development. We support business and attract business, which is now more vital than ever before. Check out our website at swrbot.com. The Surrey and White Rock Board of Trade's Business Growth Academy has partnered with Simon Fraser University's Beatty School of Business through the Digital Innovation and Leadership DIAL program to provide local businesses with practical leadership-focused training for navigating digital transformation. This partnership supports business owners, executives, and senior managers who are responsible for leading change, strengthening organizational capability, and applying digital tools to real operational challenges. Thank you for joining us today to learn more about the program and how it can support your organization's growth. I want to remind you that if you have any questions during this session, please put the question or comment in the chat function, and we'll go to those questions and comments as soon as we can. If we're unable to get to your question or answer your question at this time, we will get back to you after the session is over. I would now like to introduce our guest, Andrew Gimino, Professor and Associate Dean of Executive Education at the SFU's Beatty School of Business, to tell you more about the DIAL program. Andrew, over to you.
Thank you very much, Jocelyn, and thanks for a great introduction. And we are very, very proud partners of the Surrey White Rock Board of Trade to be working with you on the educational side of that perspective. We're really excited to be here today to just talk to you a little bit about the programming that we've got. So let's get into the session. Looking forward to the opportunity to hear some of your questions and hopefully answer some of your questions today. So as Jocelyn has said, my name is Dr. Andrew Gimino, and I am Associate Dean of Executive Education. My background is in information systems, and so digital technology is something that I've been studying and working in the last 30 years. I am also focused on innovation and entrepreneurship and how to make change. And I work with the Beatty School of Business here at Simon Fraser University. So very excited about this opportunity. I wanted to begin by just talking about why we're all here and what is it that makes us come to this notion of building skills around digital transformation and digital change. And that's because technology is disrupting traditional businesses at a pretty relentless pace, and we've gone through lots of these iterations, and AI is now emerging as another technology that's creating, complexity and challenges for us as we move through this wonderful and interesting and somewhat chaotic world that we're currently in. So here's some of the stats that you should be thinking about for any size businesses when you're thinking about how AI and other technologies are changing you. First of all, 88% of the small to medium businesses have a digitalization strategy. So it means people are now recognizing, regardless of what size your organization, you need to understand what digital is and how you're going to put your footprint into that digital space and make sure that it serves you and serves you as creating value. If you look at it in terms of just investment, $15 trillion are being spent on AI in the global economy. A lot of that has to do with really basic infrastructure, and these changes are going to impact us over the next decade. So it's important for us to recognize that there's huge investments being made, and everyone's expecting us to find ways to utilize these new tools. Small and medium-sized enterprises are at the forefront of these kind of innovations and changes. And then 63% of the small businesses say that these skills gaps are the main barrier to digital transformation. It's not that the technology isn't working, it's just that we're not sure how to use it and use it effectively. So these are the challenges that are coming at us, and it's important for us to be able to step up to meet those challenges. We have a history, just so you know, at SFU and Surrey and White Rock, being able to understand capacity change and noting that we have to be addressing more and more of these very challenging things that are coming at our businesses. So we work closely with the Surrey White Rock Board of Trade. As you say, we have relationships with them, and we are partnering with them on programming. We are a big part of the city of Surrey, and we are very, very proud of our footprint at the Central Surrey Mall, where we're basically right next to Surrey City Central, and being able to do that. And we have multiple initiatives. One of the emerging ones is the Innovation Boulevard 2.0, which is around the Surrey campus, and moving us forward with SFU and the city of Surrey lockstep in understanding how we can support and develop more innovative organizations. So these are things that we're working with just on a longer term basis. If you're looking at what we offer as Simon Fraser, I think just generally, I'm going to talk about the various programs we have, but I just wanted to let you know how we're approaching this challenge for small and medium-sized enterprises. The first is we want to connect you with your peers because we recognize the power of your peers. Lots of great ideas come from just interacting with others who may not be in exactly the same industry, but are facing a lot of the same challenges and how they've come to it, where they've kind of landed in regards to their work. This can happen in multiple areas. So we've had healthcare workers meeting with airports and finding out, maybe there's ways to address how people move through hospitals in ways that airport people have learned how to move people. And so there's lots of different power that comes from understanding other industries. That's one. The second one is we don't like to just teach things. I know that people think that academics are sometimes too conceptual. We recognize that, we understand it. And so we go with a application-based peer learning. So the idea is we want you to apply the things that are important to you, and we're not going to let you get out of our programming without having an applied project that you're going to be working on. And so basically, we want to make sure that you're doing that with your peers and showing them what you're doing so that there's something that you're going to be able to deliver right out of the program. So we're interested in making sure that you get rubber on the road when you get out of these programs and you're ready to move into that next step. And then the other one is this idea of flexibility meeting focus. So we give you lots of information and generalization, but we want you to focus your attention on the things that matter to you. So it's basically we ask you to think about we have lots of different learning opportunities, and we're interested in the ones that you're thinking about. And so we're going to be finding that opportunity to deliver to you and focus your attention on the things that you need. And there's lots of different needs. So we got lots of different programs for that. So just so you know where we're coming from, we've been in this world of digital innovation and leadership for quite some time. The digital supercluster right down there in the bottom right corner, now called Digital, gave us an initial grant of 4 million to say go out and teach people about how to participate in digital transformation. And so we created programming around that. We've now upskilled over 1,000 individuals. We've elevated 200 organizations. There's been a $19 million investment in this from multiple people and organizations. And the people who've gone through our programming have a 98% employment rate. So we are empowering digital leaders. We're application-based learning, and we've created a nationwide community. So it's not just locally, we've actually been able to stretch across the country with all the people that we're educating. So you know that you are getting a national-based set of programs that are recognized all the way across the country. So that's kind of the pieces. Who do we work with? These are just some examples of organizations we're working with. As we said, we have over 200, but these are just some of the examples of organizations that have worked with us and that we're working with them in terms of delivering. And you'll see a variety of industries covered here, a variety of organizations. And as I say, there's many more on that list. In terms of our formula for getting knowledge to you and making sure that you're going to use it effectively, one is we want to talk about relevant topics. So that's something that is very important to us. And so AI is a big part of what we're doing. But things like value-based change management, digital solution design, these are things that are in our materials. We talk about flexible online learning because we know that you are running businesses and your time is taken up, and we want to make sure we respect your time. So we want you to learn when you want to learn. It might be in the evening, it might be on the weekend, it might be in the mornings, whatever it is, you learn at your pace. And then we have these flexible online opportunities for learning. And then we bring you together synchronously with other peers usually on a weekly basis, to work with you and make sure that your ideas are progressing. Nationally recognized designs, we have collaborative across multiple expertise. So we bring multiple professors, multiple instructors, people from mentors from industry, all sorts of people come together to help you with your ideas. And so that's important for us. It's not just about one person. You're going to get multiple perspectives on these things we call transformation and AI and digital change. We are always thinking about how to develop a mindset for change. And I think that's something more than the technology. The challenges in digital transformation tend to be more about the people and how the people are going to change and how the people are going to move. So we're not going to be teaching you all about technology. Technology's out there. What we're going to do is be delving your mindset so you're able to use this technology in a way that adds value for you in the way you need to. So learn how to approach these things like big data, mobility, continuous improvement, agility, empathy, value, taking all those things into effect and doing it in a way that's going to serve your interest and do the things that you want to do. And then we're going to be market driven, which means what we're looking for is the things you're interested in. We're not setting out programming that we're interested in delivering. We're interested in delivering the program that you need. So we're interested in always refining and defining what are the things you need. And we're using our web and other interfaces to allow us to engage with real industry so that they can tell us what do they need. And as you tell us what you need, we're going to deliver programming in that area. So make sure that you understand SFU is going to be here and helping you develop those skills that you need for in yourself and in your employees so that they can be much more effective in the digital world. So we have a large portfolio of programs, and I'm just going to be mentioning them just for a little bit. I'm happy to answer questions on any one of these as we move forward. But some of the things I'll focus on the first two. The top one there is Applied AI for Professionals. That's a program where we're looking to support individuals who want to use AI more effectively and getting them confident so that they're able to be working in whatever area they want to work in more professionally and more competently. So that's about getting you comfortable with AI. The AI empowered leadership are for people in organizations who are leading and need to understand what their roadmap is going to be and the policies and governance that they're going to undertake in order for them to direct their organization to the right areas and the way to use AI appropriately. So lots of leaders are getting onto this AI empowered leadership to understand how they can move their organization so they're ready to adapt to change and make a difference with AI. Then we have our digital transformation management, which is more about the services that are being provided now digitally. And so digital transformation is something that's happening to almost all organizations. And we have two levels of this. One level is what we call digital transformation management. These are the people who are going to execute on making you move into a digital transformation opportunity. So that it's going to be your technical people who maybe understand a little bit about business. We're going to bring people together around those knowledge areas and make sure that they can effectively add value for you on the digital solutions that are coming your way. Sometimes it's platforms that are already out there. Sometimes it's going to be investment in the work, new applications that you're building. But it's going to be an important component to have the people who can execute. And in order to execute in the right direction, that's what digital transformation leadership is about. So there we're looking at the way that you're going to move forward with your roadmap for digital transformation. These transformations are not just single projects. They're actually multiple projects, what we call programs, which are initiatives that are bound together and working towards a larger vision and goal of getting you to a newer digital space where you're more future ready to accept the things and the opportunities that are coming your way. So digital transformation leadership is about that roadmap that you're going to have. Digital transformation management is about the people you need to make sure that roadmap actually happens. So you need those two pieces to really be effective, and they work really well together. And please talk to us a little bit because we love you to come in with, if you're a leader, understanding your roadmap, and then actually moving multiple people into the transformation management in order for you to get a team of people executing on your digital strategy. If you're a technology leader and that's something that you're interested in, you're moving to higher levels of understanding, maybe towards an executive level. We have a technology leadership program that we run in cooperation with the CIO, so Chief Information Officer Canada, which is our organization. We've been working with them for 17 years now on programming in this area. And if you're a technical leader thinking about moving up to your next career, please think about that one. We have also our applied AI and data analytics. We found that more people are thinking about how to use the analytics, and we're working with the big data hub at Simon Fraser University, so experts in that area. And we have programming that will help you move people to a higher level of analytic capability, so data scientists or other people like that. And we're going to use AI to get you there faster. Then we have primer or decoding AI. We have AI governance that we're also talking about. Again, those policies and procedures and how you're going to use AI. Those are things that are important. We're happy to help there. And then we also have a new program on leading innovation in capacity in Asia, which is about trade and understanding not the basics of trade, about the operational details, but the strategy. Why do you want to move to another country? What is the best way to enter? What are the partnership opportunities? How do you work with the government to bring together a strategy about moving to another country and doing it effectively? We've got the people and the program for you. If you're interested in that, please let us know as we go. So that's a lot to get through. So I just wanted to show you some of the opportunities inside our AI programming. We have this thing we call a pyramid. We're working across Simon Fraser University. So all the technical people, business people are coming together under one structure. And what we're doing is offering programs that are going to be supporting you. So I've already talked about some of these, the applied AI for professionals and the applied AI for data analytics, but all of these programs will be coming available. And this is something where we like to put it together in a format that allows you to figure out who needs these things inside my organization. Maybe somebody needs AI, applied AI professional. Maybe I need AI governance. Maybe someone else in my team needs the AI technology systems. So these are pieces that we'll be able to deliver to you in ways that make sure you can elevate your organization and everyone's AI aware and able to understand what they need to do to be successful. So these are just some parts of the program. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions about these things. I'm excited about the opportunities because we know that the AI impact is going to happen in multiple areas of your organization across multiple levels, and it's going to affect technical and non-technical people. So we need to make sure that we have different programs for different people. And I would draw your attention, for example, particularly in this one, maybe to the agentic AI interdisciplinary program. The idea there is that we're going to be going into an area now in the next decade of building AI agents that are going to support a lot of automated workflow. As we build these agents, what we need to do is understand them from an organizational level as well as an individual level. How will they help me do my work? And then how will they help the organization do the work it needs to do to be successful? So how do you integrate and coordinate this agentic AI development so it's going to be done in a rational, organized way and make sure that it's delivering value at each one of those steps? These are all the considerations that we're thinking about as we develop our programming. And I'd love to talk about more about that if you're interested in that agentic AI program. So when we talk about all these programs, one of the things you don't understand or get to is the idea that all of these programs are designed to do one thing, and that is to support people. And it's the people that make a difference. And so what I want to do is just bring two examples of people who have gone through our programming and have made a difference. And it's always better, rather than to use my words, is to use the words that they used and what they saw from this work. So this is Min from Fraser House Authority. And he noted, but he learned that by collaborating with peers from different sectors, including banking and resources. Now he's from the health authority, so he's not in the area of banking and other resources. He gained insights in how they had shared knowledges and saw healthcare's commonalities with other fields. So it was one way to say, oh, we've got similar problems. And then it allowed us to kind of see this exposure to non-healthcare perspectives. And that inspired them to think about digital transformation from different ways. So this was the example of learning with peers allows you to move your mindset in a different direction and see opportunities and things that maybe you hadn't seen before or thought about as being potential when you understand other organizations' perspectives. So that's an example of why we do this peer learning and this cross-industry learning. And another example here, and this is Amarjeet from the city of Surrey, and he's a project manager. So through the DTL, his approach has changed. Primarily, he was more a technical person, more from a technical background. You're thinking about delivering technology. And then what we challenge people, anyone in technology, we challenge them to say, I don't think there are any technology projects anymore. They're all business projects. They're all designed to create value. And if you're just delivering technology and think you're just going to install stuff into someone's world and they're going to automatically use it, you've got the wrong mentality. The way you have to approach technology change in an organization is to understand the benefits that you want to deliver and how the team of people who are going to put this technology in place are going to be supported and enabled so they can generate the kind of value that you're anticipating. So don't just implement technology, implement change that's going to create value. And that is the mindset that we want to develop inside digital transformation leadership and other programs. And so Amarjeet's a great example of someone who went through that and now understands that it's not just about the technology, but it's about bringing technology as an enabler to help people in their areas of expertise and consider the bigger picture and create more value. These are the important things for us. So we have some AI focused programs, of course, and I've talked a little bit about those, so I won't talk too much more about them. But if you wanted to know how long they are, we're trying to keep them into the 8 to 10 week frame. So you would meet once a week. For example, in our AI empowered leadership, you would do your own look at a lecture on your own time, and that's usually about an hour worth of material. And then on, maybe it's Thursday mornings for you, you get to open up that Zoom space, and then you're interacting with 30 or more people from all sorts of industries. You're getting into small breakout rooms, you're talking with them, you're actively working on your applied projects and really developing a cohort kind of experience and understanding of what you want to accomplish. And by the end of the 10 weeks, you've got a project that you've been seen by multiple people, that you've got feedback from multiple instructors and mentors in the industry, and you've got a confidence about what you might want to be doing next. So this is a way for you to actually instantiate the changes that you're making through an applied progress. So we do that in each of these areas, and it's the way that we found is successful because we try to make sure that we leave the learning to you in the time that's available, and then we are active inside our synchronous sessions, doing activities and talking to people and understanding change in order for us to be effective. So that's the way we kind of combine all these programs, and we're working in a combined way between online material and then synchronous times where we work together, and that seems to be the sweet spot for learning. Here's our digital transformation program. So these are another way to look at it. Similar formats: digital transformation, DTL, DTM, and then our technology leadership program. And of course, if you're interested in doing more, I know the governments, both BC and federal, are really looking to increase the amount of trade that's happening inside organizations. And that's going to require a lot of organizations to think about their strategy. We would love to help you think about that strategy and bring experts and mentors to that opportunity so you can really get a confidence about taking that next step to trade internationally with another country, because it's not a simple thing to do. And it's important to not only from a technical standpoint, operational standpoint, but from a strategy standpoint to understand what your best step is. And we're going to help you do that with a link, what we call Link Asia, or Leading Innovation and Capacity in Asia. Before I end, I just want to say we have a wonderful relationship with the Surrey White Rock Board of Trade in SFU Dial, and we are working together on these programs. There are funding opportunities, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the employer training grant that's available. It will cover up to 80% of the training cost, and it's something, if you're interested in more, there's an eligibility requirement. So you have to think about what organization you are, and you have to fill out some paperwork around it. It will pay up to $10,000 to employers who are putting their employees through this. The way it is done is through reimbursement. So they ask you to pay for the program, and then there's a reimbursement, but they'll tell you if they're going to reimburse before that time. I don't have enough time here to go into all the details of that, but we're super excited to show you the opportunity. And if you're interested in that, we can tell you more about it. You have to make the application in order to get that funding, but it's called the Employer Training Grant, and it's something that we can talk about more. So if you wanted to get in contact with us, please feel free to do that, and we can tell you much more about it. And hopefully it can find a way to help you support more people in this idea of education around these, I think, very important areas. So with that, I think if it's okay, Jocelyn, I would hand it back to you to see if we had any questions or thoughts from people in the audience. But really appreciate the opportunity, Jocelyn, to get through that. I'm sorry if it was a lot, but I just wanted to, we're excited about all the work that we're doing.
Thank you so much, Andrew. That was really great. So much information in a short period of time. We do have a couple of questions, and I have some of my own, but I will jump to our attendee questions first. So the first one is from Patrick, and he's asked, if you're focused on applications-based learning, why wouldn't people simply gain this learning from within a paid position, such as an apprenticeship at an operating business or organization, versus paying a learning institution for this same or similar outcome?
Love the idea. First of all, I'm a huge supporter of co-op and other internships. So any opportunity you can find on that, great. And by the way, SFU, I think is the second largest co-op in BC. So we have done this for a large period of time. Often people are not given that opportunity, so they need to learn on the job. And sometimes they aren't given the training necessary, particularly when new technologies come in. So I think where our focus is in thinking about there's new technologies coming, people are not always prepared. So can we find ways where they can still work, they can be working, and they're also learning more about how to make themselves more effective. So that's what we've tried to come with. So I think there's lots of different programming for starting people into these programs and making sure they're fully prepared. Our job is to work with more working professionals who are out there understanding they need to learn more. How do I jam it in to an already busy life? And that's what these programs are designed to do.
Thank you. And we certainly support that at the Business Growth Academy because we really respect the busy schedules professionals have. Our next question is from Mark. I run an AI consultancy here in Surrey, and we're seeing a lot of small to mid-sized businesses dealing with what's being called shadow AI, which is employees using their own chatbot accounts because there's no AI governance or policy. How are you seeing organizations address that?
So it's a really great question, by the way. That is something that a lot of people are worried about because it opens up potential liabilities when people are using those applications and you don't know where the data is going and you don't know the recommendations they're using. So the larger organizations I found, so we've been working with KPMG and others, they have come up with AI governance and they've created primarily the way they've addressed it, they created their own internal ChatGPT or their own internal OpenAI group. Often, if they're a Microsoft shop, they're using Copilot, but others have locked down. I think the city of Maple Ridge is another good example, organization who's kind of created their own internal large language model. That's an investment someone needs to make, and they need to understand what the pluses and minuses of that. So I'd say if you're interested in finding a way to continue your employees using the technology, because often it's going to create value, but also controlling that and making sure that some liabilities are being or risks are being managed, then I would suggest that you should go to your own internal private LLM that has access to external resources. That's kind of where I've been suggesting people to go, but that requires, like you're saying, a little bit of governance and understanding policies, and then a technology platform that's simple for people to use, but limits them in terms of the mistakes or things that they could get in trouble with in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andrew. I know we're almost at time here, but my final question is you have a lot of different programs. How does a person go about choosing the right one for them?
Well, first of all, there's more information on the SFU dial thing so that, that QR code there will give you a little bit more. You can just, at your own comfort, understand the brochures and all that. But I really suggest you give us a call and talk to us because I think what we're interested in doing is finding the right match. When we do that, everyone's happy. We're happy. The people who are taking the program happy, and we get some delighted people who get the word out about our programming. So we would love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. I can see it's a lot to take in.
Thank you so much for that. Our time has flown by. Thank you, Andrew, for being with us today and sharing this important information. You've highlighted just how vital it is to harness the power of digital tools and AI for future business success. The next set of programs start in April, so we encourage you to start your applications now, and you can access the application through our website at swrbot.com/dial, DIAL. And thank you everyone for joining us today. make it a great business afternoon. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Jocelyn.
Okay.